What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We have another video. Make sure you do like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get at least 700 likes. I appreciate everybody supporting the channel lately. And yeah, I thought I'd mix it up a little bit and give you another video. And this is regarding Eric Ten Hag. Let me ask you a question, people. Excuse me. Do you believe hand on heart, Ten Hag is a great manager? Do you believe the manager really knows how to manage egos, how to manage players? And do you think that's a possible weakness in his reign? And I look at Ten Hag and I'm thinking to myself, how many players is he going to fall out with? We've just got the situation now with Martial, yeah. And listen, I want Martial gone in the summer. I think Martial's time is up. I think it's evident to see that Martial will not be getting a new contract. And listen, nobody can deny that. But you have to look at the bigger picture and realize the manager has fallen out with about six players at this football club. The Ronaldo situation, we have the De Gea situation, we have the Varane, Casemiro, and now we had this Jadon Sancho issue, and now Anthony Martial, a guy who the manager was favoring him last season. I was his guy, people. This is what you got to remember, people. This was his guy. And now we heard reports yesterday the manager is telling him to train on his own. What people don't realize is this is very, very brutally, I would say, damaging for Martial in terms of A, not his career, but also B, as a player, if he is or is not fit enough, and whether Ten Hag now is almost kind of basically saying, I'm ostracizing you, I want you to leave, and you need to basically pack your bags and go in January because I basically A, want to replace you, or B, I've been told by the club to basically put this harsh treatment on you. I don't know. But I look at it and I'm like, and we're just hearing from his agent, and his agent has said basically, what is said about him is completely false. He was not excluded from the group and has no problem with Eric Ten Hag. He's simply going to undergo a small operation on his abductors, which he should have done a while ago, which should not allow him to be 100%. So he will do it now. This is after reports that came out yesterday that Ten Hag told him to train on his own. Listen, it begs the question, guys. Again, we need to have this cold, hard truths. Whether you're Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out, you have to look at this very objectively. Can this manager deal with big egos? We looked at the Ronaldo situation. He said he didn't respect him. That's a big comment to make from a guy who has won it all, who has seen it at the highest level. Whether I think, and I'm doing a lot of revisionism here, as to whether I agreed with him at the time is completely irrelevant to what is now. Because you got to remember, them issues did not happen after. You got to remember, Sancho, Varane, Casemiro, now Martial, like De Gea. That's five things that have happened after David De Gea. So my opinions, therefore, can change over a natural time where at that point I said, Ronaldo, you're out of wrong here. Why are you clashing with the manager? He's in charge. You should listen to him. You have to understand things and make your opinion as you go along, because that's what happens in life. You have your opinion, but you base it on new evidence as it goes along. I looked at it and I'm like, how can the manager fall out with so many players in a short space of time? It's for me, it's very alarming, guys. Like, honestly, when you actually deep the David Hayes situation, yeah, he did not even get a testimonial. He was meant to get a new contract. The club gave him a new contract. Ten Hag vetoed it at the last minute after saying he was part of his plans and he was basically a good guy and basically initiating that David Hay would probably get a new contract. But then at the last minute, vetoed him not getting a new contract. Therefore, not doing it in a respectful way. That's David De Gea, a legend of the football club. We then move on to Sancho's situation and him publicly calling him out that he's not training well and he's not providing enough performances on the training ground. Then again, damaging what was already a player who was going through a lot of stuff at the time, saying that in the public eye, and then Jadon Sancho coming out to defend himself by basically saying what he's saying is a lie and I've been made to as a scapegoat. We then look at the Varane situation. He said to a guy who has won it all and seen the whole lot, I'm putting him out of the team because of tactical reasons. Manchester United then ended up losing the game 3-0. You could see Varane coming off the pitch pissed off when Evers was playing again before him and so forth. And then he comes on the pitch saying, hold on a minute, you're putting me on now when I've been ready and available for so long. And has been less injured this season, more than Luke Shaw, more than Paul Maguire. and more than any other player that everyone believes that he's injury prone. You then look at the situation with Casemiro. He then says, I wanted to play football, to a guy again who has seen it all, play at the highest level. Then there was a bit of a few mumblings going on as to whether Saudi Arabia would be a possibility and Casemiro or whatnot. And there was a feeling that, it weren't happy in the camp with Casemiro. And now the situation here with Martial. And also, there's a few digs at Anthony, by the way. That's his guy as well. People can say the manager is authoritarian, and you know what? We need discipline. But there has to come at a point where you have to question whether a manager has man management credentials. That is a key thing as a manager. But I feel like this guy, Ten Hag, is under pressure. And when you are under pressure, you say some things that you don't really mean, or you say in the heat of the moment. You say things in the heat of the moment. And I look at Ten Hag and I'm like, you need to relax. You need the fans on your side. You need the players on your side. Because at the end of the day, yes, I don't want player power, but understand that these guys are there when you need them the most. You put on Varane in the Bayern Munich game because you needed him there at the most critical time when you said he needed experience. Well, we could have needed that experience halfway through the Champions League if you'd actually played him. But you played him in the last game of the season, or the Champions League, should I say. Bayende is another example as well. Bayende, not playing him as well. The man management of that, telling Onana to stay as long as possible when you had a keeper there, Bayende, who was available, ready. But again, ostracizing him and not giving him an opportunity. The manager, for me, sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. And Tagliafico came out as well, and he said about Ten Hag's man management, sometimes he doesn't communicate with the players that are on the bench. He doesn't communicate with players that are not getting the game time. And this sounds about right when you actually look at what's going on now. Hannibal, all of a sudden he's a mainstay, he's talking about him, he's eulogizing him. 1 minute, he's gone out the door now, and Ten Hag doesn't want to know about him. He keeps Balestri at the football club for so long, telling him he can't go on loan, but then doesn't give him the game time, and now still keeps him at the football club. Who knows with Ahmad? It's another example might happen with Ahmad. Like, I look at the manager, and it's a time now where people have to question the manager's man management skills. Is it up to the standard required at Man United? It's all good and well shouting and barking at players, but when you need to put around them, when you need to say to them, right, hold on a minute, I need a squad morale here. I need to understand what's right for the football club and what's not right. And I can name so many players now that have been under the wrath of Eric Ten Hag. David De Gea, Ronaldo, Casemiro, Varane, Jadon Sancho, and Anthony Martial. How can it be so obvious and glaring that the manager somehow cannot get a tune or a message out of these players? Why? These are the questions we have to ask. Or am I looking at it from a point of view of because I'm Ten Hag out and I've got these rose tinted glasses that I'm not looking at it objectively? You tell me. But either way, I've just clearly said I want these players gone, by the way. But I'm just questioning them. The manager has got a bit of a pattern growing here. He can't man manage. He cannot man manage, guys. And that is something that we have to address and we have to talk about. I'm sorry, guys. We have to talk about this. So you let me know in the comments below. You let me know if I've waffled throughout this video, and let me know, people, man. It's I think it's something that we have to talk about. We really, really have to talk about. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.